good evening everybody. I feel like all my vlogs are starting and ending in some kind of bus station or on a bus these days. I'm at Medellin, Terminal Norte. Come back to Medellin again because it's just like a really good hub for going to like lots of different places. And this evening we are off to Bucaramanga because we are then getting a bus to San Gil, which is known to be like the adventure capital of Colombia. Not quite so excited for this night bus, though I feel like I don't hate them as much as most backpackers do. I feel like there's a lot of backpackers who will fly around places and I'm just not bothered. I'm quite happy to save a night's accommodation on a night bus. Much more cost efficient, carbon dioxide efficient, or carbon footprint efficient, and time efficient, because you just wake up in your new destination. You don't waste any part of your day with the travel because you're just sleeping. Made it onto the night bus. This one's actually pretty nice. Got a nice recline. We've got TV screens. Well, you can't see it, but sitting right at the front of the bus. Hello everybody, a little bit tired from Bucaramanga at 6:30 in the morning. We've actually made here in really good time, which is good. Didn't sleep very well at first because it was freezing, but then did manage to sleep in the last few hours, had to be woken up. Anyway, and got a ticket to San Gil. It should be 2.5 hours, leaving in about 15 minutes. It feels kind of deserty here. Hello everybody, good afternoon, welcome to San Gil. We arrived here on the night bus at we arrived into Bucaramanga at 6:30 and then got the bus to San Gil at 7, arrived here at 10 o'clock. Everything went very smoothly and was very on time. Staying in a hostel called Nirvana, which seems pretty nice. Chose it because it has a pool, which I'm very excited about, and it's hot here. I think it's like 32 or 33 degrees, which is lovely because I feel I have not been tanning at all pretty much my entire time in Colombia. Like Cali was the only place that I've done any kind of tanning, so I really need to kind of work on my base tan again before going onto the northern coast, otherwise I'm going to get very, very burnt. Anyway, we're just going into the town to have a little wander around, a little explore. We're not doing any activities today, but kind of the task of today is to look at what activities are out there and plan what we want to do. This is the main square in San Gil. As you can see, it's not the prettiest of towns. It almost has like a slightly industrial feel because all of the vans, lorries, buses are all passing through here. But San Gil is where everyone comes for the adventure activities. It's very, very famous for the whitewater rafting. You can do canyoning here. You can do, I don't know, paragliding, bungee jumping. And that's the main reason why a lot of backpackers come to San Gil. And there are a few bigger companies where you could do all of these activities. We are doing all of our activities in San Gil with Exploradoras Colombianas, which is based on one of the main roads here. And you may notice that I am filming on the Lumix GH5 right now and not my GoPro, and there's a very good reason for that, which you will find out very shortly. But let's cut to going whitewater rafting with Exploradoras.
We are live.
We have just finished, and I don't know how much you've seen at this point because this has probably been, in fact this has definitely been the most adventurous whitewater rafting that I've ever done, possibly the most dangerous in the world almost. We've had 3 incidents on this trip. I don't even know where I'm going to start this vlog anymore because the first incident was we got to a we were going really well, and then we got to like a rock jumping spot where you could jump into some deep water, which I thought cool, really cool. and I jumped in, and Cole had the GoPro attached to the helmet on his head. And somehow when Cole jumped in, even though he had the buckle done up and it was tight, the helmet snapped when he came off in the water, and immediately the helmet started sinking. This water, bear in mind, is kind of like murky, you can't see too much. Entonces, we've literally lost the GoPro, so I feel very gutted about that, and I'm hoping that my travel insurance can get it back. But anyway, that's the least of the concerns, because then scenario, we got back in the raft, and we were on our way, and I don't even think this rapid was like that big, but somehow we all fell out of this rapid, and honest to God, I thought I was gonna die. I was under the water for like 20 seconds. I think I've like torn a muscle from a rock hitting it here. My ankle is in so much pain. I did like an exorcist move at one point because I was floating and a rock hit me at the back. I was like, oh! I'm glad I had my life jacket on, to be honest, because otherwise that would have hurt a lot more. I even lost my helmet, but thank God I didn't hit my head. That could have been awful. That really put me into shock a bit. It scared me a bit. I've never been for anything like that whilst whitewater rafting. And then scenario number 3, so no GoPro at this point, and also the only other guy with the GoPro on our boat, which you will have seen some of their footage in this video. He also, like, the GoPro attachment for his head fell off in that whole ordeal, and then we were going through another rapid, and I was the only one in the boat to slip out. He said, "Get down!" And when I was wanting to shift my bum down, it somehow shifted off and out, and I was the only one who fell out, and they like passed me their paddle, and I grabbed on, and then I managed to get to this rock, but the boat was, they couldn't stop, and I couldn't get back in, so then I was stranded on this rock for a while. Luckily the group behind us were still is that our lunch? Oh, that smells delicious. We're about to go eat lunch. Sorry. Anyway, the boat behind us was still coming, so what I had to do was basically wait on this rock like a frog, and then when the boat came, I did like the leap of faith into their boat, joined their raft, and started paddling with them, and was basically quite terrified for the entire rest of the trip, thinking, what could possibly happen next? So, oh my goodness, that is definitely not something for people who don't like adrenaline. But we had some very, very funny moments on that trip. Very funny, but I'm very much looking forward to the free lunch and free beers right now. I don't normally like beer, but when you're in situations like this, necesito una cerveza. You may or may not also notice a bump on my head. This was when I tried to free dive down to find my GoPro, and I don't know, I must have hit a rock down there. I couldn't see a thing, like the visibility, you couldn't see anything, so I don't know if that's going to develop into something more, but it feels bruised. I feel bruised everywhere.
Because it's also long on the bus. I try not to.
Cole's here. Hi.
Found you.
This is our pool at Nirvana. It's a little bit dirty, but in the kind of like morning and midday we do have sun here, so it's a nice place to sunbathe. Although I got not sunstroke, what do you call it? Like a heat rash very quickly today, which is a little bit embarrassing and showing how pale I am. I need to ease myself into the sun a little bit more. But the bar doesn't open till 6, but I'm ready to have a drink, as is Cole. So we just got some white wine. Hello everybody, jumping forward to the next day. Today we've literally been doing a whole lot of nothing.
That's not true, we've been making sangria for most of the day.
Recovering some sore muscles and bruised legs and bottoms and whatnot, and a bruised head. Can you see it? I don't know. The vehicles are so loud here. Just been hanging out by the pool, drinking some sangria that was made out of red wine and acai energy drink. But it actually does taste quite good, and now we're gonna go get some more.
If you guys need the recipe for the acai sangria, please visit Romantic Neverland. Happy to provide it for you.
Okay, thank you. We're walking into town, and then we're going to go back to the hostel and hang out. I've actually come to realise that I love the fact that no one is in our hostel. It is a hostel which has the perfect setup for being somewhere super social. Like, you've got the bar, you've got like a 24/7 restaurant, you've got hammocks, you've got the pool, you've got like seats. But it's just no one's here. No one's here to enjoy this space, and I'm really okay with that. Last night we went to a restaurant called Gringo Mike's, which sounds particularly touristy, and it was phenomenal. It was actually really decent prices for these massive portion meals, which were super tasty. Highly recommend if you're coming to San Gil, Gringo Mike's. This is Metro, our local supermarket, which we've been in every day, twice a day, maybe even 3 times a day. So Cole found the only place in the supermarket where the white wine is actually chilled.
And the red wine.
And it's very hidden.
It's behind the butcher.
It's behind the butcher. Why would it be there?
If you go down there.
There are complete wine sections, and yet the only chilled wine you can get is behind all the meat. The butcher man's always like, I don't know what's going on.
It's half price of any other wine.
They hide it well. The only reason I'm wearing my hat right now is because my hair is greasy as hell. I need to wash it. Perks of having the hat, which I am still so grateful to have back. I wear it on almost a daily basis, and it's good for protecting your eyes from the sun and whatnot as well. Back to the hostel where no one is. From Nirvana Hostel in San Gil. Was kind of planning on doing another activity today, but woke up and I'm not feeling it, and I just have to accept that that's okay, and that you don't have to fill your days like every single day with just everything to do in the area. So might just go for a bit of a walk today, gonna go get a coffee and yeah, chill out. I'll bring you along with me. So in Colombia they have this coffee shop called Juan Valdez, which is essentially the equivalent to Starbucks. It's like the Colombian Starbucks. And the coffee is actually very good. Considering it's quite hard to find good coffee elsewhere in Colombia, it's not a bad option. But I definitely prefer the hot coffee to the cold.
It's a different kind of lonely, it's a different kind of sad, 'cause we got no more if only.
They definitely give it a lot more love than what they do in Starbucks. You actually get like a little heart, and this is panela. I don't know if I've spoken about panela already. It's like the Colombian like raw sugar almost that they have everywhere here. It's pretty tasty. There's a lot in this bag. Paid for this coffee on my Revolut card, and it costs 7,100 Colombian pesos, which on my Revolut says translates to £1.64, which isn't cheap by Colombian standards, but by Western and British standards it is very cheap, where this would normally be costing, I don't know, £2.50 for a large cappuccino in somewhere like Costa or Starbucks or something like this. So Nirvana is 15-minute walk out of town, but one of the perks of being out here is that we're right next to the river, which I have not visited yet, even though I've been here for 3 nights already. So I believe it might. Ooh. And this is the river. Beautiful. Over here we have people swimming. I guess there's like a little beach area. It looks super relaxing. I wish I'd come here on one of the other days. I've just been lazy in San Gil, if I'm being honest. But also, right now I need to go shower because I need to make sure my bag's fully packed for this evening, as we are getting a night bus to Cartagena. So this vlog started on a night bus and it's going to be ending on a night bus as well. And I'm okay with that. Like I said, I don't mind the night buses. I like the fact that you just go to sleep and then you wake up in a whole completely new location without having done much effort whatsoever. It's fantastic. And then when I get to Cartagena, hopefully I'm gonna buy a new GoPro there, because I'm not too sure if I told you, I tried looking for one in the shopping mall in San Gil with no luck. Not that I was really surprised, like we're not exactly in a big town. I wasn't expecting to be able to buy a GoPro, but Cartagena is a big city and I should definitely be able to purchase one there, which is good because I forget how heavy this camera is to vlog on. Like the quality is great, but carrying it is hefty on the old arms. Again, this is the most packed I've ever seen this hostel. I think I will die if I don't go to Gringo Mike's one more time. So we're gonna go have an early dinner. So we're just about to walk past the D1, which is Cole's favourite supermarket, and it's pretty much the Colombian equivalent of like a Lidl or an Aldi. You would see well you go in there. We find this one quite funny because normally the D1 signs are completely red. However, this one is black. So we have this theory that the owner of this D1 just has like a dark soul. He has a dark past. He's a bit of a goth. We ate here last night at La Mansion Hostel. It's a steakhouse and vegetarian place. It was pretty good, but I prefer Gringo Mike's. Gringo Mike's. The name of the restaurant is questionable, but I promise you the food is so fucking good. The service is really good, and like for the quality of what you get, the prices are actually really decent as well.
Right behind you.
Gracias.
Mucho gusto.
I got the one for 2 people, but what they don't know is that it's just for me. That's really, it's hot, and then you combine it with the ice cream. I gotta say, I don't think it's as good as the one in Creams in England, but by far the best dessert I've had in Colombia. We're gonna pick up some bus snacks from the
Dark D1.
From the Dark D1. Do you see what I mean? Just like proper Lidl vibes.